What's going on, everybody? It's RJ here with your Sports News Network. Unbiased, independent, and supported by you. Back with another video for you guys. And today, as a thumbnail displayed, we're going to talk about the Sacramento Kings trading Demarcus Cousins to the Pelicans for what I would consider, at least by NBA superstar standards, a bargain. All right, so let's get right into it. 2 days ago, in fact, right after the NBA All-Star Weekend concluded, we come to find out that the Sacramento Kings traded off Demarcus Cousins, who has been one of the best NBA centers since he's been in the league, which has been the last 7 years. We're talking about somebody who averaged a 2010 when in terms of points and rebounds. His entirety of being in the NBA. So this is no slouch. However, with that being said, Demarcus Cousins has really been a hindrance to himself in his own progression with his issues when it comes to his emotions. This is something that the media has spoken up on, but they haven't really delved into the issue. See, Demarcus, he was one of those guys who went to Kentucky, went 1 year, and went right to the league. He came from an environment that was unstable to begin with in terms of his high school life. And then he went to Kentucky where, and I'm not saying anything about Calipari here because Calipari is a great coach, but there's only so much you can do for a player or a young man with only 1 year or 10 months, you can say. I mean, he was there for 9-10 months, and then he was out, along with Anthony Davis. And I'm going to get to Davis in a second. But when we talk about Demarcus, throughout his entire young adult life, he's never been held accountable. Not after high school, not in Kentucky because he was there too short. And for these past 7 years in Sacramento, he's gone through coach after coach after coach, and the ownership the entire time was always on Demarcus' side. He's never been accountable. So this is the first time in his life where I wouldn't necessarily say that he's grabbing some accountability, guys. But what I would say is that he's understanding that something has to change. Because when you look at what he was traded for, and let me go ahead and recap that trade. Demarcus Cousins was traded early Monday morning for Buddy Hield, who was the number 6 pick of this year's NBA draft. Tyreke Evans, who, remember, guys, was formerly a King. They got rid of him a few years back. Tyreke Evans was formerly a King. And Langston Galloway with an addition of two additional draft picks. So when you look at what they received in terms of what they'd be getting back for trading Cousins, it's obvious that they were just done with him. To give up Cousins for what they're getting back, I mean, these 3 players who haven't been proven, Tyreke Evans has basically been a flop. Buddy Hield, I mean, this is his rookie season. I mean, it remains to be seen for him. And Langston Galloway, I guess you can kind of say the same thing, but he is a young player, so I'm not gonna say anything about him at this point. However, going back to Demarcus Cousins, something has got to change. He's going to have to change his attitude. He's going to have to change how he operates himself. He's going to have to change how he conducts himself personally and professionally, because he's going into a new situation, a new organization with people who've already been doing things the right way. Anthony Davis has displayed himself as a superstar in this league, who himself has averaged a 20-10 essentially since he's been in the league. The only difference between Cousins and Davis is Davis has been injured, throughout his NBA career. Although he's played more than he's missed, he has been injured, a few seasons with, something happening here or there. But overall, he's still a great talent. I mean, if if he hasn't suffered the injuries that he's had previously, he would be looked at as one of the best players in the NBA. But he has a lot to prove, being that he's looked at as a guy who can't stay on the court, so to speak. Pretty frail. However, now when we look at the two pairing together, I know that Skip Bayless and a few other media outlets are reporting that they don't think that it's going to work because it's two big men. But what they don't understand is with Demarcus Cousins playing the 5 and Anthony Davis being able to play the 4-3, that actually gives this team the flexibility to play you in many different ways. You got to remember, Demarcus Cousins has expanded his game, and he's shooting 20-footers. He can hit threes every now and then. He does have the lethal post-up game. He is an original big man. And remember, guys, just in the middle of all this, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also check us out on our few other videos. Okay, back to Demarcus Cousins. I really do think that this fit can work. It does depend on what else they're going to attempt to place around these guys. But as far as this year, the damage they can do is probably minimal. However, I don't think the New Orleans general management team was looking at this as a short-term fix. I believe they're looking at this on the longer, larger grand scheme of things. And when you think about it like that, the only way that can work is if Demarcus Cousins is absolutely committed to buy in to what they're trying to build, and to actually hold himself accountable, to conduct himself as an adult, as a professional, as an NBA professional from this moment forward. Because the Kings learned a hard lesson. They learned a really hard lesson. Doesn't matter how good talent is, but if the talent doesn't have any culture or character, talent can't do much. So if the Pelicans know anything, they know that they have tape of 7 years of this guy. And if he isn't willing to buy in or adjust to the way that they do things there in New Orleans, they might as well let him go in a year and a half once his contract expires, because nothing's going to change. That's my take on that, guys. So let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Your comments on the trade. How do you feel about it? Do you think it's a bad trade? Do you think it's a good trade? And I think that's it, guys. So remember, Your Sports News Network, unbiased, independent, supported by you. We certainly appreciate it. And we'll be back with another one, guys.